Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. My message today is titled The Way Home, and that means where we go after we're finished here on this planet. And the message that I have for you now is additional to what I gave you the last video and blog, which was Earth's Celestial Realm. This is pertinent to that subject. Before we come here, we plan our path in great detail before we take human form. And sometimes that's very challenging and difficult paths. And I'm no different. I chose my path and I placed challenges in it. And along that path and through that agreement we make with our higher self and with others involves balancing and clearing karma, the lessons that we'd like to learn, and the other souls that we'd like to meet along the way. Some are with us constantly, and some we just meet and then have a interchange of some kind, and we never maybe see them again on this planet. But my mission here is part of it is to have various, and I just realized this recently, I didn't always know this, is to have various experiences, and some of those are very difficult, and my high self gives me them, and then I work through it, and then I face it, I integrate it, I process it, and I learn, and then I share it with you. And so I go through it and I pass on to you what that particular experience has taught me. And I know that that's one thing that I chose to do. Now, so that you can either go through similar situation or you can learn from mine, and then you don't have to. So that's what I come up with. Buddha gave us a famous quote at one time, and his quote was, "Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die." And that quote embodies a truth that echoes and resounds through various spiritual teachings. And it's so true because here, say you're an example, you go to work and you have your boss ticks you off, or you have a disagreement with someone you work with, or you're driving down the highway and somebody cuts you off knowingly or unknowingly. It's happened to me in both circumstances. And you immediately get angry. Meanwhile, that person goes merrily along their way. They have no idea that there's somebody driving behind them that's angry at them. So who's being hurt? The person that's gone on ahead and happy with their day, or the person who got angry over something that could have been on purpose or maybe not? And who's it hurting? It's hurting the person that's holding the anger. Sometimes we hold that anger for a long time. And we don't hurt them, we hurt ourselves. So it's futile. And some years ago, and I'm sharing this with you, it's not easy, but I feel like if it can help someone, then I want to do it. So some years ago, a number of years ago, actually, a situation happened. I became very angry with the other person, and I carried that anger for a few years. I held on to it and allowed my ego to take control of me. And then it felt heavy. It felt uncomfortable. I wasn't happy. I was holding all this anger and this negativity against another person, and I wasn't hurting them. And then one day I realized that. And I realized I can't go on like this. I have to do something about it. So I did. I did a little ritual for myself, and I forgave the other person, and I forgave myself. The key was forgiving myself, because when I did that, I was able to free myself of that horrible, oppressive negativity. So from then on, it was gone. And it was like there was a weight lifted off my back. And the other person had no idea. So we have the ability to allow a situation to happen. And I would like to tell you that I have since moved on. I no longer go into that and allow that to happen. Now, what I've learned and what I would like to pass on to you is that when we're faced with a situation that is, we feel is disharmony, instead of going into full-fledged anger like I did all those years ago, take a step back, look at it in an objective manner, if you can, and then realize where it's coming from and who it's coming from, and send that person unconditional love. And that just means that you look at that person with a different perspective, and you understand where they are in their level of consciousness, where they are in their journey, and what lessons that they may have to learn. And when you can be objective and face it, being able to control your ego, then that helps them, that teaches them. And it doesn't give any more energy to the situation. As if we react, then that gives more energy, because wherever we put our focus is where our energy, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's take a step back, look at it, be objective if you can, and give them unconditional love. Just accept their journey, accept what their level of consciousness is. And home truly is where the heart is. We cannot occupy the Earth's celestial realm when we're holding on to anger or any other negative emotions, feelings, and thoughts. Love and fear cannot occupy the same space at the same time, and neither can love or any other negative emotion such as anger, jealousy, greed, any of that. Love, that can only, you can only hold a positive or a negative. You cannot hold both emotion like that. So one day when I was out in the desert, Creator gave me a saying, and I've put this in my book that was published some time ago. And what I was told is, live in love, love to live, love is all is one. So when we live in love and accept another's journey, we can move on. Because when we're holding anger, we restrict our own forward movement along the spiritual path. We're holding ourselves back, and the other person's gone on their way. So that's the message I have for you today. I hope it's helpful. It, confessing and sharing something like that I'm not totally proud of, but I learned from it. And I moved on and I grew, and that doesn't happen to me anymore. So that's why I want to share it. So until my next one, goodbye for now.